Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.
Last week, Attorney General Levin Camacho delivered the devastating blow to frontliners, hoping he would stand in their corner when it comes to double pay.
I'm frustrated. I'm extremely frustrated.
Jesse Manjola is the husband of a nurse who's been fighting on the front line to contain COVID. He joined his wife and other nurses at a recent protest at the ITC intersection.
These nurses, my wife does what she does out of the passion of her, out of her heart and the love and care that she has for helping people out. It's just gotten to the point where double standards are prevalent throughout, and it's blatantly being displayed in front of our faces, without any regard for those that are actually on the front lines.
Speaker Tina Muñoz-Barnes was also at that recent protest with the nurses, and this morning on our interactive show Containing COVID, she announced over the weekend she worked on legislation with Public Safety Chair Senator Pedo Terlaje in consultation with the Guam Federation of Teachers to address the double pay issue.
This bill that's in draft form that's in front of me right now would literally say that for every hour that an unclassified frontliners works during PCOR 1, which is between the dates of March 20th when the government of Guam was shut down to Mother's Day, that they will get 1 hour annual leave for every hour that they worked. And these employees during the fiscal year can convert up to 100 hours for a lump sum payment, and the remaining 120 hours can be cashed out as normal upon separation.
By this afternoon, the Speaker, along with Senator Pedo Terlaje, Minority Leader Senator Will Castro, and GFT Representative Robert Koss, sat by the governor announcing her support for Bill 359. The governor early on announced that we could not afford to pay double pay and instead implemented her COVID response differential pay program.
In terms of my position with double pay at the time, with my legal team advising me, is that it was not a legislation or it wasn't a law that really applied to the pandemic crisis. It was a law that actually applied to essential workers that were called to work when their facilities were closed. Our essential workers were called to work while their facilities were open. Public Health, Guam Fire Department, GPD, GMH, all those facilities were open. So it was in conflict with the law that currently is in the books. That's why the double pay did not apply, as I had always stated earlier.
As for GFT, Koss says as a result of the legislation, their planned lawsuit will be dropped.
I think this piece of legislation is particularly attractive because it grants the employees annual leave for every hour they worked, or they get their double pay. It also gives them an opportunity to convert a portion of that to cash. And that's a really nice part of this piece of legislation, because in all of our lives, we may have had times when we had money and we may have had times when we had time, but very rarely did we have money and time at the same time. And that's when you're really able to do things. And that's what this legislation will do.
Meanwhile, Vice Speaker Talina Nelson also introduced legislation to pay out double pay. However, the governor, the speaker, as well as Koss were not aware of the bill. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matsanani.
Brought to you by GTA. We start with you.